Hello everyone, and welcome back to Welcome to Gaming. Feels like forever since we've done this, but I couldn't let go of Sokpop Saturday just yet. Now, we've played a dozen new games since Sokpop changed up their production schedule. Previously, their goal was to have a new game every 2 weeks. Now games are coming out at around once a month, but they tend to be bigger and a little more complex. Not every one of them is on this level, but it allows the team to make projects with more depth, and I think that's a great idea. Now, I'm not going to rank every game I've played so far, but I will be ranking all the games that came out in 2021 that weren't already in a bundle. And according to itch.io, that gives us 9 games. As a quick reminder, these are based on my experiences with the games, and most likely won't line up with the opinions of others since I have weird tastes. That being said, let's get into it. Starting off, we have di-da-dobble. Now, Sokpop has made some time waster games before, and this pretty much falls into that category. Similar to Yahtzee, you roll 5 dice, but only 3, 4, or 5 of a kind count for anything. You can earn stars and fun little props to litter your table with, but none of them really do anything. The only thing you can really accomplish is getting stars on the leaderboard. Really, there's not much to this, but it does exactly what it sets out to do. At number 8, we have Kochus Dream. This one made me sad. It's not a bad game, far from it. It looks like a lot of fun, but sadly there was one flaw. The camera was so sensitive to the point that it was almost unplayable to me. As an Apple user, I'm pretty sure it was just my version of the game, and I'm hopeful that this is not the case on most people's computers. Hopefully you get a better experience with this than I did. I still think you should definitely give it a try. At number 7, we have Beast Run. This is a neat one. It feels less like a battle game and more like a factory simulator. You work to build a team with cycling attacks to effectively destroy your enemies. Once you hit go, your team will battle for you with no input whatsoever. Planning ahead of where your team lines up and what attacks, weapons, and gear they have can make all the difference in battle. You even get to face off against teams built by other players. It's a cool little strategy game, and with a little work you can build up an awesome team. The number 6 is Toverblade. Grid-based strategies aren't usually my style, but this one seems to play out pretty well. You can choose several different styles of battle and face a wide number of enemies. If you played a turn-based strategy before, you should be able to grasp the idea of this game pretty easily. While I won't say it's the most original idea ever, it definitely gets points for playability. The number 5 goes to Apocalych. As with many games, I am not great at defending my kingdoms, but I still thought it was pretty cool. Managing a giant map gives a lot of challenge, and surprising all the different enemies you can face across the world. You can build up your fighter and work to fix the world around you while preparing for an all-out assault by the forces of evil. With only an hour-and-a-half loop, anyone interested in playing should be able to learn the tricks of the trade pretty easily. In 4th place, we have Hellblusser. This is a pretty sweet first-person dungeon crawler in Sokpop's cel-shaded style. The balance of magic firepowers and swordplay felt pretty good, and I love the challenge of picking your route in the game. At one point you have to choose between healing your player and buying more powerful items. I do wish there was a difficulty balance, like being able to heal during the battles, or having a bit more forgiving enemies, but again, this falls on me not being great at games, especially first-person ones. Still, I had a lot of fun with this one, and apparently there's some DLC coming out, so it's definitely worth playing. 3rd place goes to Heliopedia. This game uses elements from several previous Sokpop games, giving you a chance to explore space, build planets and environmental systems, and collect elements to build the universe around you. Think Doodle God meets No Man's Sky, but with a little more detail and maybe a little more logic. I thought it was pretty cool figuring out how to put together a planet, though as with Dr. Umgabung's School of Life, bringing things to life is a lot easier than keeping them alive in the game. Give it a try and see what you can discover. In 2nd place, we have Dungeon Ball, another first-person dungeon crawler, but this time your weapon is a powerful dodgeball, or just about anything else solid in the room that you can throw, including some enemies. Picking up and throwing everything in the room felt satisfying, and the battles were intense from the first-person perspective. I'm pretty sure I would have played this a lot more, but I was really struggling with the camera being a little too sensitive. The only way I could have kept playing is if they had a little bit bigger hitboxes on some of the items, but then again, that could have just been a me problem. Still played great, and I still had a lot of fun. And my number 1 game of the non-bundle 2021 releases was Aaron's Bike Trip. Yes, I'm serious. This is why my ranking is personal. You get big points from me when you have an original concept, and I've never seen a game designed like a vacation photo slideshow. It was so cool seeing the countryside from his perspective and getting to experience getting away in such a beautiful landscape, especially when I was playing this game and there was still a ton of snow on the ground. Sure, as a game there's not much to it, But as someone who wants to see more games designed like museum tours and explorations of surroundings, this was such a cool way to do it on such a small scale. Well, that wraps up the 2021 collection. Currently, I'm still waiting on the next Sokpop game to be released, but you can guarantee I'll be playing it when it arrives. At the end of the year, I'll do a 2022 wrap-up. And if the games I've already played say anything, this is going to be a good year. As always, I recommend playing all these games yourself and supporting the team on Patreon, where you can get the games early and get bonus games each month if you haven't bought all the ones previously. If you want a more in-depth view of the games, you can watch all my Sokpop videos on my channel, or check out my assortment of other games I've played. I hope you enjoyed my ranking, and I'm looking forward to playing more. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.